welcome to News Epicenter. I'm Anusha Soni. BJP is making an all-out attempt to expand its base in the state of Kerala ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. You have Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's on a two-day visit to the southern state, and this is to lay foundation stone of various development projects. Development is the narrative that the BJP wants to take to the people of Kerala. Now, Prime Minister's visit to the state is a bit to strengthen BJP's efforts to make inroads into the Christian vote bank of the state, as the Prime Minister is scheduled to meet the heads of various churches and various religious leaders who come from the Christian community. Prime Minister is also scheduled to flag off Kerala's first Vande Bharat Express. Now, after performing well in the three northeastern Indian states that went to poll just last month, BJP is now turning the focus to the south. The five southern states have a total of about 129 Lok Sabha seats. BJP holds just about 29 of them, most of them from Karnataka. Now, bolstered by its excellent electoral show in the northeast, the BJP is looking at more voters from the south to give a thumbs up in its bid to form the third-term NDA government. We're talking about the big battle of 2024. But can BJP make inroads in Kerala? Can BJP breach the last bastion of the left parties? Our focus on News Epicenter tonight. Well, it's the ambitious southern project of the BJP. The state of Kerala is something that the RSS, the BJP, have been working in close tandem to expand its reach. And if you look at the voting percentage in the state of Kerala, it has significantly gone up for the BJP. Still not up to the mark, but yes, they have made improvement. The southern state of Kerala has proved to be unreachable or unbreachable for the party in many ways. BJP has no Lok Sabha member from the state of Kerala. It eyes to break the LDF-UDF duopoly, if you may call that. The ground opens up for the BJP due to decline of regional Kerala Congress. A key leader passed away, and after that there has been a political vacuum that the BJP believes it can fill. Minorities make up nearly half of Kerala population, including Muslims and Christian. And the Christian vote bank is something that BJP would want to talk about. The ambitious southern push, as I was earlier talking about. Kerala, the state of Kerala, is the last standing bastion of the left parties in India. And with a weakening opposition in the Congress party, the BJP thinks it can be the alternative to the left parties in the state. The BJP is also reaching out to the Christian minorities. As we told you, the Prime Minister's itinerary, there are various Christian leaders, and it's not happening for the first time. This has been a consistent effort for the last few years from the side of the BJP. The party is cornering left over alleged radicalization of the youth. If you talk about the key issues that the BJP as a political party has raised in the national discourse, in the political discourse, it's about radicalization, it's about love jihad, illegal conversions, various issues that concern the religious issues in the state, and more importantly, the Hindu or the Hindutva politics of the state. The Northeast sweep and the kind of results that the BJP was able to get in the northeastern states, BJP wants to replicate that performance in the southern states as well. Will it be able to do that? What are the various impediments that lie in the way? And this ambitious project, to what extent can it become a reality, and how soon? Aman Sharma is joining us live, our editor for the digital team. Aman, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. When we talk about the ambitious project of the BJP vis-a-vis Kerala, the voting percentage clearly has come up. I think in a couple of constituencies, they finished second in the last elections that had happened. So they do have some hopes. When it comes to reaching out to these Christian minorities, what has the BJP done in the last few years? To what extent are they successful?
I think Kerala remains a very, very crucial state for the BJP as well as for the Congress. If we see the last elections of 2019, the Congress alliance swept Kerala. Congress itself won 15 out of the 20 seats, and BJP could not win a single seat, though BJP's vote share did touch about 12 to 13%. Now, this is one state where BJP wants to make inroads. BJP wants to open its account to also get rid of this image that, beyond Karnataka, it cannot grow in any southern state. That is, I think, the effort of Mr. Modi. And when Mr. Modi goes there, if you see how he's dressing, the adoption of the South Indian culture, in a way, the roadshow that he held today, he walked during the roadshow. And, many a time we've seen Mr. Modi doing a roadshow in his vehicle. But today we saw him walking the streets in Kerala. All these are signals, and also I think, Anusha, going ahead, the BJP is, besides reaching out obviously to the Christian minorities, he's meeting many Christian church leaders today in Kerala. He's met on Easter also. We saw him going to the Sacred Heart Cathedral in Delhi here. Also the development push. So PM Modi is spending 2 days in Kerala. He's inaugurating projects worth rupees 3,200 crore. The water metro, the first Vande Bharat, the various railway lines. He also spoke to the youth in Kerala. Yeah. In a way, the BJP is trying to put forward this thing that, they are going for a development push in Kerala. They are reaching out to the youth, to the new voter, the first time voter, which they want to attach that voter to the appeal of Mr. Modi.
Right. If we talk about to what extent the BJP has been successful, I remember, Raman, this entire issue of love jihad, radicalization, the Hadia case, the infamous Hadia case that had come to Supreme Court of India, and there was a judgment that had come in from the High Court, and even in that particular judgment, there was a judge who spoke, a Christian judge who spoke about radicalization and how these are various issues. When it comes to these controversial issues like love jihad, radicalization, illegal conversions, political killings, these are the issues that the BJP has been trying to push to the political forefront in the state, if I'm correct.
See, also, these are the issues, but the Congress, if you speak to the Congress, they always say that in southern states, the Hindutva has a very limited appeal. They keep on pointing to us that, North India states are different, but the southern states, it doesn't really work, But the ban on like the PFI, for the example, which has been done by the union government, is this an issue that the BJP is banking on in southern states, especially in states like Kerala and Karnataka, where the PFI was very active, and there have been repeatedly cases coming from Kerala where, the terror links of PFI were exposed. BJP trying to put forward that thing that along with development, it stands for nationalism, it stands for anti-terrorism, and that is why the entry of BJP in states like Kerala is important, because it gives a new narrative, it gives a new option, especially to young voters, and to wean away youth from the path of radicalization and come on the path of development that the rest of the country is working on under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP.
All right, Aman, thank you so much for putting all of that into context. Let me open this question to our guest as well. Sanal Edamaruku, who's a resident of Kerala and also an author, is joining us on the broadcast. We also have Lavanya Balal from the Congress Party with us on the show. Lavanya, let's begin with you. The BJP has an ambitious plan. They are yet to make huge electoral inroads, but the Prime Minister sounds that bugle and says that it will take us some time, but one day we will form government in the state of Kerala. Development narrative is something that the BJP is taking. And many experts argue that it's a weakening Congress that has perhaps opened this forefront for the BJP to make these kind of inroads. I think there's a problem with Lavanya's connection. We'll just try and fix that. Sanal, in the meanwhile, I'd like to come to you. How do you see the Prime Minister's visit and the narrative that he's put out?
Primarily, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has a great appeal. In Kerala also, like any other part of India.
Yeah.
But the new political strategy to make an alliance with the Christian groups, especially by making an alliance with the clergy of the Christian community, gives a wrong signal to the whole Kerala community. Because Kerala is not a place where vote banks are decided by communities. No single community or any community per se can decide the votes of the people belonging to that community. For example, there is a Christian political party in Kerala, Kerala Congress. They could hardly get more than 5% of the votes by themselves.
Right.
And the number of people who are churchgoers in the Christian church, 18% of the whole population are Christians, but the churchgoers are less than 20%. And those people who follow what the clergy says would be still low. It's a very different scenario, whether they will be influenced by clergy or caste leaders I mean, so far as
Sanal,
Kerala is
some
concerned.
experts argue that the death of veteran Christian political satrap K.M. Mani, that opened a kind of a political vacuum left after his death, and the decimation or the decline of the Kerala Congress, which is predominantly about the Kerala's Christian politics. That is one reason why BJP thinks that it has the room, it has the political room and a vacuum to perhaps encroach into, to make some kind of inroads into the state, and that's why it is very strategically reaching out to the Christian minorities. To what extent do you think this has been successful? Hindutva, as my colleague Aman was pointing out, has a very limited appeal when it comes to the state of Kerala. Would you agree with that analysis? Sanal,
Is
yes.
question to me?
Yes, that's for you. Yes, Sanal, that question is for you. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you're asking me, I mean, my position, I mean, as I've been very closely watching the Kerala political scene for decades now, I can very clearly say that the political appeal of a political party, for example, BJP, when it speaks about development, that has its impact. That will have its impact also. Any political party that speaks about development, about amity of people beyond religion, those kind of things will have currency in Kerala. But if you see the influence of the clergy or any caste leaders, there is no influence. It's a wrong understanding about Kerala's polity in a way. On the other side, for example, the Vande Bharat, the train, for example, that will have an impact on Kerala because development is what Kerala people are looking forward for. And on the other side, probably what would help would be a kind of image that BJP has in Kerala is a kind of intolerance towards other communities than Hindu community. If that image is taken off, generally, on a national perspective, that will have an impact on Kerala. That will be generally good for BJP also, in general, I feel.
So in your understanding, reaching out to the religious clergy is not exactly the ideology or the strategy which is going to work for the BJP in the state. I also have, my other guest joining us on the broadcast, Kamru Chaudhary, who's a Congress leader, is also with us on the show. Lavanya Balal is also with us on the broadcast. Lavanya, first to you, how do you see the Prime Minister's visit? As I was talking, to Sanal as well, not the first time that BJP is making the attempts for a wider reach to the people of the state. Last time, the Saffron Party finished second in 7 assembly seats. And in many other seats, the BJP had got enough votes. In fact, their vote share has been consistently coming up. Do you sense a competition here?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Not at all. BJP is not a competition at all for the Congress or any other party in Kerala state. One has to remember, the Kerala voters are very mature, politically mature voters. So a lot of things that may fly for different parties in other states will not work in Kerala. And see, also the Kerala voters, because they are a very mature set of voters, they're very aware of what happened with the BJP leaders and Kerala time and again. If you look at Amit Shah ji's speech or Yogi Adityanath ji's speech and also our Prime Minister, they have demonized Kerala for multiple reasons, multiple times. And this is something the Malayali people will never, the Malayalam speaking people will never forgive or forget. Okay. And also when the floods happened in Kerala, if you look at the previous election results, it was a very clear indication how unhappy these people are with the way BJP treated and the central government treated Kerala during the flood situation that happened in Kerala. It was a very, very bad situation. So, in states like Kerala, where I've worked extensively and I have relatives, I've lived in Kerala. So I am aware that, the political knowledge and awareness of this people is very high compared to rest of India. And they are people who hold their elected representatives accountable. So it's not going to be an easy thing for BJP in Kerala. And I did see our Pradhan Mantriji's Prime Minister's roadshow today, or he was walking. All those kind of adulations is not going to make any difference to a Kerala voter at all. Thank you.
Well, these are initial inroads, Lavanya, that the BJP says it's making slowly and steadily. Let's see how much of it is really successful in the days to come. Right now, the electoral footprint is absent when it comes to the BJP in the state of Kerala, as you point out. I want to once again cut across to Sanal, who is with us on the broadcast. Sanal, development is something, of course, that Kerala looks forward to. There are various local issues as well, which the BJP, touting itself as the double engine ki sarkar, as the government at the union, at the centre, can really solve. The import of rubber. There are various other agrarian issues that concern parts of Kerala, which the BJP has been trying to talk through. Other than the Hindutva agenda, are there any key development issues that the BJP at the centre has been able to address for the people of Kerala, which helps them reach out to a larger electorate?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question.
Yeah.
If you see, vis-a-vis what for example, one of the major representatives of the Christian community would be using this kind of a situation in, for example, the price of rubber or the port, the Vilnius port, these kind of local issues. The Vilnius port issue, which the church has taken up, once they supported it, but suddenly they made a political plank on that. I mean, against whatever position they have taken and mobilized a lot of people under the clergy people. So in a way, they tried to take spirituality off, to their churches and went to other issues and tried to make a political vote plank, not on the basis of religion, but on other issues. And look at the rubber issue. Bishop Plambani, what he said was, if the price of rubber is raised to rupees 300 per kilogram, then the BJP will have one parliament seat at least from Kerala, which means as if he's speaking on behalf of the rubber, cultivators. He's not a rubber cultivator himself. Of course, church has a major interest in the rubber plantation because church itself is a plantation owner. In a way, the Catholic Church in Kerala, apart from other church, or the Syrian the Syro-Malabar Church in Kerala, if you take it as a financial institution, it's one of the richest financial institutions in India. But the people belonging to that church, they are just a cliently of this corporate empire as they are running it. So the Bishop Pamplani was speaking about the price of rubber. He was not a rubber plantation cultivator, or he was not a farmer at all, but he was speaking as a bishop in a bishop's attire and speaking for the rubber cultivators as if he can decide the number of votes that BJP would get. Interestingly, in Trichur, one of the other centers of the Catholic Church, the bishop there recently made a public statement that in last 15 years,
let me quickly take that point to
members.
Let me take that point to Kamru Chaudhary as well. We also have Daniel Francis, who's a political analyst, joining us on the broadcast. Kamru Chaudhary, when it comes to this development narrative, interesting points being made by Sanal there. When it comes to the rubber plantation issue or various other issues that the local people want the union government to address, and something how a church continues to play a very important role in it. When it comes to Hindu identity, which in many ways has been very crucial for the BJP in its socio-political and cultural narrative, is this a narrative that can find resonance in the state of Kerala? Is that the political ground in the state? Or you think that there are completely different nuances and calculations that the party needs to make if it wants to make a footprint in the state?
No, I completely agree with you when you say that BJP is trying to find a identity identity politics in the state of Kerala. But in fact, you see the states of Assam, for an example, or the recent statements or the outreach of the RSS to the Muslim community in India, we'll find that there is a stark contrast to their ideological position vis-a-vis North India, South India, and the Eastern India. Why I say this? You see, they have invented a so-called subgroup within the Muslim community called the Pasmanda community of Muslims, which in fact is a non-existence because the very thought of a caste system existing within Islam is non-existent. Secondly, you see, in Northeast, you have got Himanta Biswa Sharma, one of the stalwarts of the Bharatiya Janata Party. When he says that I do not need the minority votes, we as a BJP, we do not need Muslim votes. But then again, he goes on to divide the Muslim community into Goria Muslims or the Assamese-speaking Muslims to the Bengali-speaking Muslims. This is a division they have created in Assam based on the religion. Now you come to the state of Kerala, there are at least 4 dominant churches out there in Kerala, which I believe I am correct, if not wrong, Roman Catholic, the Orthodox, the Oriental Orthodox, and the Church of the East, and all this. These differences that is being tried to create by the Bharatiya Janata Party in Kerala also needs to be understood in the context of the 130 seats that are there in 2024 from South India.
Well,
We all believe
I disagree. I disagree with you, Kamru, on one point, that I don't think any political party can create caste identities in this country. The unfortunate reality is that whether it's the majority community or the minority community of Muslims, caste is a reality. In theology, in theory, it may not exist in a certain religion, but the real politic is that it exists in reality. And those schisms, those divisions are not created by political parties. It can be hardened and exploited for their own political interests. That's my limited point. But I want to bring in Daniel also into the discussion. Daniel, when it comes to the development narrative that the Prime Minister wants to take to the people, this is also an attempt of the BJP and their core ideology to bridge the North-South divide. And this divide historically, ever since its inception, BJP has been talking about. Do you think that the BJP so far has been able to take this message? And the grammar, the political grammar for the state of Kerala is going to be very different from different southern states and of course starkly different from the north of the country where BJP dominates. Daniel.
Kerala is certainly a very difficult state for BJP to make its inroads, and by and large in the south, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, these are states that BJP had not had, cadre or even leaders that could get them the kind of votes. But more than that, they did not have the game plan as such, because votes in Kerala in particular are both for a particular caste and a particular group based on religious lines. We have to agree that we have to accept that. But in Kerala, the left and the Congress dominate the politics of Kerala, and they have stalwarts sitting there, and they dominate the vote banks and the political scene of Kerala. That is very true. But one is that BJP is in its ambition mode, and they will definitely try to woo the voters of Kerala. And they are making all the attempts to do it, and hence today's outreach that we see that the Prime Minister is doing in Kerala. How much of it will we succeed or not succeed? BJP has taken a lot of time to build its organizations, and particularly in the states that now stand as BJP bastions, with and without power. And Kerala is one state that they are building.
Daniel, there are 2 points that I want you to speak more about. There are strong linguistic divides which exist culturally and politically as well in this country. And the BJP, as part of its core ideology, has always spoken about bridging these linguistic divides. According to them, the regional parties have harped on them. And we have some kind of a national identity. We have seen the language politics that has happened. The other facet of it is that development in other states mean completely different things when it comes to the healthcare infrastructure, when it comes to roads. But Kerala, compared to various other states in the country, is much, much better when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to connectivity, when it comes to various other things. So when you talk about development per se in the state of Kerala, the BJP also will have to take a notch up. Daniel, first to you, and then I'll go to Sanal and Lavan.
No, I think that Kerala has a altogether different language of development. It's not the same language that you can speak in Gujarat or you can speak in any other state. The development models, as you call it, because you see that the political culture of Kerala is very left-oriented and workers-oriented and rights-oriented political culture. So, first of all, BJP as a party in Kerala is seen as a party which is very North Indian in its nature. Its leaders are very North Indian in nature. BJP never had a national leader from Kerala or, had that kind of presence. So, to sell the same model of development is very difficult. If you really see the political agenda of the Congress and political agenda of the left in Kerala, it's more or less the same. But we cannot criticize the development of Kerala because it's a completely different development model. Like, for example, we saw during the COVID, that Shailaja teacher, who was the health minister of the state. Health minister. She had a very different approach from the other health ministers in the country. And she did a fantabulous job. So it is a very different lexicon that this. Of course, Prime Minister's personal charisma and personal appeal has a weight, and he's trying to crack this.
Okay, I have last 1 minute on the debate. Lavanya, I want to bring you in. It is often accused by the BJP that especially in the state of Kerala, there is no real opposition. The Congress party is working in close tandem with the left parties, and the real issues of the people are not being highlighted. Multiple issues that they've put forward in the public domain. To what extent would you like to disagree with that, with that criticism that has come in for your party, and substantially so? Do you believe that the Congress party has been able to serve as a real opposition in the state? Lavanya, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. Absolutely. Congress is the primary opposition in the state of Kerala, and BJP has no foothold there. If you look at the previous elections, where is BJP? BJP is nowhere. Like I said, like a couple of other panelists were saying, the BJP's mode of communication or its entire communication is not working.
Lavanya, on that point, I'd have to conclude this debate here. Thank you all for joining us this evening and putting your point across. We're cutting across.